In an era where most artists rely on controversy to keep their name hot, Kendrick Lamar has always leaned in. He's spoken truth to power, put black paint on wax, and held a mirror up to a society obsessed with violence, identity, and fame. But somewhere between To Pimp a Butterfly and GNX, that mirror started reflecting back at him, and the cracks are getting harder to ignore.
I'm the biggest hypocrite in 2015.
That line from The Blacker the Berry wasn't just a bar, it was a confession. Lamar's genius has always been his willingness to wrestle with contradiction. He mourned Trayvon Martin while admitting he was a part of the same cycle of violence. It was a bold moment, the type of self-awareness that separated Kendrick from the rest of the pack. But since then, his contradictions haven't just stayed in the booth, they've spilled into his real world.
He had romantic ideas on his mind. She did not. He ended up trying to have a romantic encounter with her and bit her as part of that.
Yes, sir.
Are you indeed guilty of assault, battery, first degree?
Yes.
On Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, Doc gave multiple features to Kodak Black, a rapper who pleaded guilty to sexual assault. For many fans, it was a slap in the face. How could an artist so vocally committed to the traumas of the black community give a spotlight to someone who inflicted them? Lamar defended the move as a statement about forgiveness and duality, but forgiveness without accountability feels a little bit hollow and kind of cheap. And when your album centers around healing and breaking generational trauma, featuring a known abuser feels less like complexity and more like being tone deaf.
This man's been coming around, barely there for his son the whole time that I'm raising Onyx by myself because he doesn't want to look like a bad dad, but yet you are never around. Never around.
The recent Drake versus Kendrick battle only amplifies his contradictions. And not like us, Kendrick accuses Drake of being a deadbeat dad and surrounding himself with predators. But when Playboi Carti, who faced similar allegations of fatherhood neglect and domestic violence, tapped Kendrick to be the executive producer of his album I Am Music, there were crickets, leaving fans to ask, how can you attack one man for his choices while standing beside another one cut from the same cloth? Back in 2018, Kendrick threatened to pull his music from Spotify after the platform removed R. Kelly and XXXTentacion from its curated playlist due to sexual misconduct allegations. The statement seemed less about nuance and more about preserving catalog visibility. That moment aged like milk once Kendrick began holding others to standards he himself never enforced.
Dee Barnes, host of the Fox TV rap show Pump It Up, is filing a civil suit against Dr. Dre of the hardcore rap group NWA. Barnes seeks damages over $10 million and claims that last January at an LA club, Dre assaulted her, grabbing her hair, slamming her face and body into a wall, and kicking her in the ribs.
It's no secret. They grabbed me by my hair and started slamming me up against the wall.
And then there's Dr. Dre, a mentor and collaborator whose documented history of assaulting women is public record. Kendrick has never publicly addressed those allegations. Instead, he shares the stage with Dre at the Super Bowl and the pop-out like it's business as usual.
Yeah, you'd become what you hate. Well, yeah, but at least I got rid of all those damn
Recently, Kendrick teamed up with the South Park creators Matt Stone and Trey Parker for a live-action comedy film. Fans raised eyebrows. How could someone so vocal about racism and black trauma align with two white creators infamous for punching down on marginalized groups? Even comedian Andrew Schultz, who's no stranger to controversy, called the move hypocritical.
Now I understand why he's doing a comedy with the South Park creators.
That makes sense.
Because he appreciates white comedians that make fun of black people.
There you go.
And they've done that brilliantly for decades.
Yeah, that's true.
And he would never want to, break one of his own laws.
No, that's true.
I mean, didn't they have a character called Token on the South Park show?
Yeah, they do.
Which I'm sure Kendrick is a big fan of.
That's true.
In September 2024, Kendrick dropped Watch the Party Die, where his mission moved past Drake and toward burning the rotten core of hip-hop's industry to the ground. Watching the recent victory lap of the Drake battle, it just feels like the party moved over to Kendrick's house. Kendrick Lamar has spent a decade building himself up as hip-hop's moral compass. He's the prophet in a hoodie, the Pulitzer winner who doesn't chase hits, the Compton poet with the wisdom of a griot. But with that status comes scrutiny. When your music asks listeners to confront their demons, they're going to ask you to confront yours. And maybe that's the point. Maybe Kendrick's contradictions are part of the performance, the flawed prophet trying to navigate a culture that loves to cancel and hates to heal. Or maybe the mask is slipping and we're just now seeing what he's always been. Kendrick once asked, when shit hit the fan, is you still a fan? In 2025, fans are asking the same thing of him. I appreciate y'all for watching the video. Let me know what your favorite Kendrick verse is. Please subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.